हेलो एवरीवन, न्यूज़पेपर हमारा आ गया है द हिंदू। डेट है आज की मंडे जून 27। तो चलिए कुछ नया सीखते हैं। तो चलिए पहले कुछ हेडलाइंस पढ़ते हैं। द फर्स्ट न्यूज़ इज शिंदे मूव्स टू सुप्रीम कोर्ट। उद्धव कैंप सेज रिबेल्स विल बी डिस्क्वालिफाइड. Government Council says they can be removed for anti-party activities outside the House. The political turmoil in Maharashtra intensified on Sunday with rebel Shiv Sena MLA and Minister Eknath Shinde moving to the Supreme Court against the disqualification notice issued by the Deputy Speaker to him and 15 other legislators. The party, led by Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, meanwhile received another jolt as Maharashtra Technical and Higher Education Minister Uday Samant, a key Sena leader in the Konkan region, joined Mr. Shinde's rebel camp in Guwahati. Mr. Shinde now has the support of 9 Sena ministers, with Aditya Thackeray being the only one in the Uddhav Thackeray camp left in the assembly. The other two Thackeray loyalists, Anil Parab and Subhash Desai, are legislative council members. The rebel faction challenged the appointment of Sena MLA from Mumbai, Ajay Chaudhary, as a legislative party leader and the rejection of their no confidence motion against Deputy Speaker Narhari Jarwal. On the other side, the loyalists of Mr. Thackeray too have geared up to take on the rebels, with Arvind Sawant MP stating that the party had already initiated legal action to disqualify the 16 rebel MLAs by serving notices on them. Advocate Devdutt Kamath, counsel for the Sena-led government, said that proceedings had been initiated by the Shiv Sena against 16 MLAs under Para 2(1)(a) of the 10th schedule of the Constitution. He said there were several examples where even if a member committed anti-party activities outside the House, then he or she was liable to be disqualified. There were several meetings called by the Shiv Sena, but none were responded on by the rebel MLAs, their action or going to another state and writing letters against the MVA government makes them liable for prosecution for anti-party activities and thus liable for disqualification, Mr. Kamath said. Reject rebels' claims. He said the claims by the rebel MLAs of retaining their post on the grounds that they had two-thirds of the total of 55 Sena MLAs with them would only apply had they merged their group with another party. Since they have already committed an anti-party act and still there is no merger, they face disqualification. The centre granted security to 15 of the rebel MLAs, with the Home Minister providing Y+ security cover by stationing Central Reserve Police Force Jawans outside the homes of the rebel MLAs. The move comes as strident protest against the MLAs in the Shinde faction continued across the state. Maharashtra government Bhagat Singh Koshyari too wrote to the Mumbai Commissioner of Police and the Maharashtra Director General of Police asking them to provide additional security to the rebels. Thank you. The second headlines is SP, that is Samajwadi Party, loses its Ajamgarh and Rampur Bashans in by-polls. AAP candidate loses to Simranjit Singh Man in Sangrur. Another headlines is China upgraded firepower on LSE. Intelligence inputs cite upgraded air defense systems and expanded runways. Vastly expanded troop accommodation within 100 kilometers from the line of actual control in the western sector. Long-range artillery and rocket system, upgraded air defense systems, expanded runways, and hardened blast pens to house fighter aircraft. These are some of the major upgrades undertaken by the Chinese People Liberation Army on its side in the past 2 years since the standoff in the eastern Ladakh began, according to intelligence inputs.